As we approach MPT's HBCU week, we are joined by Ronald Mason, the president of the University of the District of Columbia. President Mason, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
To begin with, let's talk about what makes UDC unique among HBCUs.
Well, there's so many things. Let me start with the fact that we are the only public university in the nation's capital, actually envisioned by George Washington in his first inaugural address when he said that there were two things important to secure the future of the democracy he was creating. One was a military academy, and one was a strong public university in the nation's capital. And so West Point became the military academy, UDC became that public university. We're also the only congressionally mandated HBCU. We were not in the original Higher Education Act, which was 1965. We didn't come into existence until 1976. And so Congress specially designated us an HBCU. We're the only exclusively urban land grant university in America. We have one land grant service area, that's the District of Columbia. We are an entire state system of higher education, from workforce through community college, through bachelor's up to PhD and law degrees, all in one seamless higher education system. And then finally, we're also, on top of all of that, the most affordable university in the DMV, which means that we're accessible to every American that wants to come through our doors.
For an institution that young, I know you're proud of the latest U.S. News and World Report rankings.
Yeah, we are, because we are young, but that's an advantage in a rapidly changing higher education environment. You know, our law school, which goes back to Antioch Law School that became UDC Law School, is ranked number 5 in the country, tied with Yale for its clinical programs, which are programs that put students in real life situations in court. Also, our university was ranked number 30 among all HBCUs in the country, which is significant because it's the first time we've been ranked. A lot of people didn't know anything about UDC, but they're starting to see who we are and what we do. But the real rankings that we're proud of, besides those, are affordableschools.net, which ranks schools based on quality as well as affordability. And so our business school was ranked number 1, our engineering school was ranked number 7, and our mechanical engineering school was ranked number 1 in the country. And so when you can offer quality and affordability, it really does emphasize our role as the public university envisioned by the founding fathers.
Your strategic plan is titled the Equity Imperative. Tell us about that.
Well, that's by design. You know, if anybody's been watching the news the past few years, you can see that this great debate about what is America and what is the future of America that goes back to the beginning really is starting to come more and more to a head. You know, is America a nation for a privileged few, an extension of Europe, or is it a nation of the people, by the people, where we are all created equal with inalienable rights? We think that the public university in the nation's capital should be on the equity side of that conversation. And so we're creating the kind of institution that understands the idea and the dream that we call America, and is training students and establishing programs that can disseminate knowledge and spread knowledge about what that idea is, and empower people to fight for that idea as America continues to grow.
I know you're not waiting for young people to turn 18 before you're trying to empower and connect with them and expose them to what UDC has to offer.
That's right. Remember, I mentioned that we are an entire system of higher education. And so we do workforce training free to every district resident. We have an open admissions community college, which caters to students who in some ways come to us underprepared from K-12 systems. And then we have a very high quality and highly selective bachelor's programs and above. But we are creating the kind of institution that every door leads to the next door. So we have these seamless, multi-credentialed pathways with multiple on and off ramps. And so a student can come in the workforce certification door a light bulb can go off and they'll go on to get an associate's degree. And then another light bulb will go off and they'll go on to get a bachelor's degree. But the point is that they can do it in their own time and in their own circumstances so that they can get on and off, but continue to progress down that road toward higher and higher levels of success. And we think that's the model that higher education is headed toward. And because we're young and because we're agile, and because all of our faculty are trained to teach online as well, which is a tool that is going to be a tool for the future, we think we're going to be what our goal is, to be a model of urban student success.
How do you see the online revolution of the past couple of years settling into a new normal? I mean, what's the optimal way to teach somebody? Is it a professor standing in front of a blackboard? Is it online? Is it a mix of both?
You know, we're still figuring it out, but it's clear that online access is a tool that can enhance learning. In some cases, you know, you have to be face-to-face, like our clinical programs, for example. You know, the nurses have to be here to do the clinical type training that goes with that, right? And some of our students candidly need human contact, hands-on approach. But when you have the type of facilities that we've been building, with, for example, we have high flex classrooms where a faculty member can stand in a classroom and have students in the classroom, but also have students online simultaneously in real time. So that the camera is following the faculty, actually several cameras, is following the faculty member as they walk around the room, interact with the students in the room, but also can interact with the students outside of the room as if they are there. And so it's going to be a combination of all of the above. And you know, we're figuring it out in the classroom, just like we're figuring it out in the workplace. But I think the bigger point is that we have the tool in our toolbox, and we'll be able to learn how to use it more and more and more over time.